Good morning, everyone. This is Lydia with the Avanti Wellness YouTube and podcast channels. I want to come on and do a special little video specifically highlighting two tools that have been very instrumental in my 18-pound weight loss. Was September 12th, and I started using these two tools together simultaneously 2 months ago on August 12th. So I wanted to make a special video specifically about these two things and talk to you about why I think they're being so helpful. Okay. So basically, first, I'm going to show you. Let me have a little sip of my coffee. Basically, I'm just going to show you, and I have plenty of videos about my progress, my experience, what I've been doing, how I've learned from this particular tool. This little device is called a Lumen, and basically it is a CO2 reader. That's basically what it does. You have an app on your phone and you inhale and you gather up some air in your lungs, and then you have to hold it for 10 seconds. And then that builds up the amount and quantity of CO2 that is in your body. And then when you blow it out, the little device inside here will read how much CO2 you have in your lungs. Okay. So, depending on how much CO2 is in your lungs, the system will know whether you're burning lots of carbs or if you're actually in fat burning mode, because you have less CO2 in your body when you're not burning carbs. So, it'll tell you what you're burning. So, I want to share this with you. Okay. So, 2 months ago, I started using this. And in the beginning, I have records. I put all this on video. You can go back to my channel and look at old videos from August where I was, but mostly waking up in a carb burning and a fat burning mode, which isn't ideal because you really only want to be burning carbs during the day. You don't want to be having carbs in your body, in your system at night, to the point where they probably have to will get stored because there's just excess carbs. And, learning these things, even at my age, 58 years old, I'm realizing how my habits and my behaviors actually supported my weight gain and my weight storage, because I just really didn't grasp and conceptualize what I was being taught until I got engaged with this Lumen and really started to understand with every action, every choice, every activity, every meal, every beverage, everything I put in my mouth that could create calories and a caloric utilization. It communicates what you're doing and how it's affecting your body. So that's why they call this a metabolic hacker or hacking device. Okay, so just real quick, in the beginning, I was threes, and I was hardly ever waking up in what's considered a 2 or a 1, which is the ideal that you're only burning fat. That's where you want to be. And so in the beginning, I just had to accept that I was like a 3, but I was learning, my body. And so you learn okay, well, maybe stop eating carbs before 8. And then if you still wake up at 3, then stop eating carbohydrates before 7. And then you're still waking up in a 3 or with carbohydrates in your system. And then you test doing your carbohydrates before 6. And then you realize oh, when I do my carbohydrates before 6 in the day, 6 p.m., then I'm able to get my body into fat burning mode by, the morning, that's a 2 or a 1. Okay, so I was doing a lot of that kind of testing in the first 2 months to really kind of learn what my body needs. And so one of the things that I want to share, because I did something yesterday that was kind of like an interesting experiment. So, um, so yesterday, I'm trying to decide like how I should bring this up. So I think I'll tell you what I did yesterday, and then what do I think was the reason for what I considered success. So, of course, I'm just a guinea pig. This is all about a guinea pig conversation I'm having with myself and my body. So basically, the story is that I've been doing like super good with my diet. I have not um, had a lot of simple carbs, but yesterday I was just really craving. I had a whole week of waking up in the twos and even a one all last week. So for the first time in my history of, I think it's 9 weeks now, I have woken up in like the best two fat burning mode. So it said, congratulations, you woke up in fat burning mode 7 times this week. And so I felt like that was a success. I'd never done that before. And I finally had an experience where I got to show what my body was doing. So ideally, that's where I want to be always. So basically, I was just really craving some simple carbs, and I didn't want to go like off the rails with, ice cream or something, which I haven't done in 2 months. But um, I also wanted to test what my body was capable of doing. So I went and had sushi. And the restaurant I went to was new because my favorite restaurant for sushi was not open on yesterday in the lunchtime time frame. It opened at 4. So I tried a new sushi place. And when I ordered some of the things that I normally order, the portion sizes were larger than I expected because I was expecting how they make it at the other place. And so I probably ate more than I would have normally eaten, because it's not really like you can take certain types of sushi. I mean, I guess you could. I actually did. I took my sushi rolls home. So anyway, what I wanted to mention is that I was experimenting the whole time. Like before the meal, I blew. After the meal, I blew, and it was exactly what I expected and wanted. It was a 5, and so I basically was burning the carbs that I had eaten, and I had clearly eaten simple carbs because my sushi had the rice around it, and of course, sticky rice has sugar on it. So, I mean, I was well aware of the choice that I was making, and I wanted to see what my body was going to do with it now that I've been doing these things, these 2 things I want to share. So, basically, um, to my surprise, and I was excited about this. Um, by the time okay, so that was like at 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon that I had the sushi, and then I brought it home, my rolls home, and then I normally don't eat simple carbs, after 7, and I did. I ate I had my leftovers from the refrigerator, and I thought I don't really want these to sit in the refrigerator for too long, being sushi. I don't know if I have my refrigerator at the right temperature, blah blah blah. So I decided to eat the rest of my sushi, and it was probably like 5 cut pieces um, for dinner, after 7:30. And I just knew that this was probably not going to provide me with the type of results that I would expect, like waking up in fat burning mode. I just felt like I ate too many simple carbs to ever get like in fat burning mode in the nighttime. But I'm here to tell you that, to my surprise, even after eating simple carbs after 7, when I went to sleep, my body was already a 3, which I went to sleep around 11. And I was shocked that I was able to get into fat burning and carb burning, a 3 by the time I went to sleep. This is kind of where you want to be, because by the time you wake up, you're usually a 2 or a 1. I think if I did more exercise in my day, my body would utilize those um, fats faster and would probably get me into the 1 mode when I wake up. But I've rarely woken up in a 1. So that's like the new goal, because now I've done 7 days of waking up in fat burning mode, but they were like 6 days of 2s and 1 day of a 1. So, okay. So I woke up this morning and I did my reading at 6, and I woke up, to my surprise, a 2 in fat burning mode. I was so shocked. I was like, wow, that's amazing. Do I want to consistently do that? No, because I just don't feel like that was, the best choice of food, but it was like a craving that I had. And actually, I fulfilled the craving, and I really don't have that anymore right now. It'll take a while before I'll have a desire to do that again. I will tell you that I noticed, because I haven't had food like that simple carbs, in a long time, like 2 months. And I noticed that I had like inflammation in where I breathe. When I was doing my breath for the morning, I could tell that my body was more inflamed because my breath was harder to get out. It just wasn't as clean as it normally is, and smooth, I guess is a good term for that. So I noticed that and I thought, oh, okay, well, no wonder my body's reacting with an inflammation response when I eat, this sugary, ricey sushi. So why do I think my body is doing what I didn't expect it to do? To be honest with you, I think it's because of the second tool. Okay. I started this second tool around the 12th of August as well, and I'm going to share it with you. So basically, I got introduced to Dr. Gundry's MCT Wellness. Okay, the MCT stands for medium chain triglycerides. And you can go watch his video on his website that he spends like 20 to 30 minutes talking about why this is beneficial for weight loss. I can only speak to what it's done for me. So I'm sharing this video because if I have good news and good information, I want to share it with other people. So I particularly call this product my motivation in a bottle. And it's because I actually put it in a water bottle. So I'm going to actually try to videotape how I make, let me see if I can get that on camera, how I make my MCT wellness every day. Okay, so where's the camera? Right there. All right, so I get my I actually have these in my links. These are the Amazon water bottles. I think I paid like $20 for 6 of them, and I love those bottles. I put my reverse osmosis. So it's just a powder. See, a powder. I'm going to need to get some soon. Because I use a small mouth bottle, I just put it in a little funnel and I shake it. Into the bottle. Get it all out there. Some people use those little things. I haven't gotten one yet, but the little spinners. All right, so that's the powder going into the bottle. And then it has stevia or monk fruit in it, something sweetener in it. So I actually, to get apple cider vinegar in my diet, this is hard to do on camera. All right, so I put 2 tablespoons of raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar in my bottle. And then I shake it up, get it all mixed in. A lot of people say that in cold water, it doesn't blend as well as like tepid regular water. But to me, I enjoy a cool, refreshing drink because I drink on this till probably like 12 or 1 in the morning. And I can tell you what it's done for me. Okay, so I'm just going to show you. This is the bottle. This is 18 ounces of water, by the way, just in case you're curious. So let me bring you back here and talk to you about what it's done for me, okay? So the first things I noticed was an increase in energy in my thinking. I had clarity. I had like a new sense of purpose, and I had new feelings of excitement and motivation. And that's why I call it motivation in a bottle, because I was basically thinking like, if somebody could find a way to create a pill to offer someone motivation, that would be like a game changer for people. And I actually feel like I found that through this product, because that's what it's done for me. It's gotten me on the journey that I couldn't get on just by myself, because I had, whenever you're like inflamed and eating foods that, aren't great for you, I think it just clouds your mood and your energy. You don't feel good. You don't want to move. You don't want to exercise. It's like depressing. And, if you can do nothing else, like, I'm not necessarily saying you have to buy this, although this is an excellent tool for the long range staying engaged. But even if you just need to start somewhere in order to get excited about something like this so that you can take action, start with this. All you have to do is drink it, get it in your body, get it working. So MCTs, medium chain triglycerides, they are quickly absorbed into the body. They get utilized quickly. A lot of people know this, but basically, like when you eat a protein, which is like a piece of chicken or a piece of meat or whatever, the body has to break that down. The enzymes, protease enzyme, breaks it down and turns it into an amino acid in the body before it can even be utilized for energy or a resource for yourself, for your body to go to work and use it for the cells. So this type of medium chain triglyceride is quicker, fast acting. It doesn't have to be broken down quite as much by the body. So that's why it can get easily absorbed into being utilized and in the cells. But the most important thing that he talks about on the video, and I'm not a scientist, so I'm not necessarily going to try to, communicate or reiterate all the stuff that they talked about from a scientific level. I'm just talking about my personal experience. So if anybody's curious about how they can just start a weight loss motivation phase in their lives till they're ready to take more action, I would just say buy yourself some MCT Wellness. And I have links in my bio and in my descriptions of all my videos so people can find what I'm talking about. So I'm going to wrap this up, but basically the body can utilize the MCTs quicker, and what it does that he says it does is that it goes to work on the mitochondria. Why is that important? The mitochondria are inside our cells, and they were the powerhouses or the power stations that take the food that we eat and turn it into energy so that we can work out or run or exercise or, not starve, not die of starvation. We can utilize the fat in our bodies to survive. This is just, the way the body works. And so when you have excess, like I do, you want to utilize your stored body fat as well as everything that you eat in a given day. So why am I talking about this, and why did I tell you about the sushi story? because what is so amazing is as I've been tracking for 2 months using this device, I've been able to watch how this I can validate what this is actually doing. So a lot of times you have to take things for granted. You've got to believe and hope, fingers crossed, I hope this works. I hope this works on my mitochondria. I'm telling y'all the sushi story because I believe that it's the 2.5 months that I've been, or 2 months or whatever the time frame has been, that I've been drinking this every day consistently because, in my opinion, I'm building up my power stations, my mitochondria, so that when I do eat something like the sushi yesterday, the simple carbs, or a pizza or pasta, these no foods, whatever, when you're dieting, you hope that you don't take those carbs and store them. You want your powerhouses in your cells to be able to utilize. And in that video with Dr. Gundry, he talks about this concept called caloric bypass. And I believe that yesterday, my personal experience of eating the sushi and then tracking it and then having built my power stations up is what had me wake up this morning in a fat burn mode, considering how many simple carbs I ate yesterday evening when I finished off my leftover sushi. So I'm just telling y'all this story because I believe that through time, again, this is only 2 months for me, I cannot wait by consistency, tracking, hacking my metabolism, and supporting my body with tools that it needs to process the foods that I eat, that eventually I'll lose the weight of the 100-pound journey that I'm on. And I'm at about 18 pounds I've seen on the scale so far. I really wanted to hit the 20-pound mark by my 2-month anniversary, which is today, which I didn't do. But that's okay because I'm not going to do it eating sushi, at 8 o'clock. But I knew that, and I'm just being patient with myself. So if you have any questions, you can join my Avanti Wellness Motivation and Support Facebook group. It's free. You can follow me on Instagram, or you can go to my website and email me and ask me questions. I'm happy to share. I'm putting this out there because I want to help other people while I'm helping myself. And I want to document the journey so that when these things really do work, we've got a record and a history for people to understand what I went through to actually have the experience of making it work. I just have an intuition that in the future, like everybody's going to have one of these, just like we all have a smartphone. So I hope you are inspired. I hope you have, motivation. And if you don't have motivation, just try it. Give yourself a chance to potentially find some motivation for yourself and be consistent, because it takes a while before this stuff is going to actually get inside your cells and help support you on your journey. So I wish you well. Thank you so much for following and subscribing. And I look forward to talking to you soon. All right. Thank you. Bye, guys.